flesh that out a little bit for me. Why is the cycle over, and what is it about coal in particular?
Well, if you take a look at the capital spending in the mining area, which we took a look at going back 20 years, it's pretty amazing in that capital spending per year went from $5 billion at the beginning of the 90s to about $15 billion a year at the beginning of the millennium. And that was a pretty robust growth. That was about 9% growth. But from 2001 to 2012, it went from $15 billion a year to $145 billion a year at the peak in 2012. That was about a 24% compounded annual growth. So what was an arithmetic growth function in mining capital spending became a geometric function in the last 10 years. And I think that most analysts that are just looking back 5 or 10 years are only looking at that, and they're not really looking at a bigger picture, was just how dramatic the expansion of the global mining industry has been. And really it's because, of course, China. We think that, in fact, reversion to the mean is a pretty powerful phenomena, and that mining capex could have quite a ways to fall to get to sort of more normalized level.
And China, the bullish story there, you don't buy into.
Well, I think it's fair to say we've been a little skeptical about China. Now, it depends on what bullish story.
Endless growth, endless
yeah, well,
opportunity.
if you're talking about GDP growth, well, I'm with the bulls. I'm sure they're going to grow at whatever their targets are. But the problem is the makeup of the growth and the economic model, which is what they addressed this past week at the third plenum. And I think even the Chinese understand that this model, which is really now very lopsided towards investment, has got to change.